Spoiler week for Everfest continues, moving out of the generics and into some class-based cards. Day 2 recap coming at you. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. Thank you very much for tuning in for the Day 2 recap. We have 12 new spoilers that came out. We're going to go through them all, including the Dice Commando spoiler that came out this morning. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. It was really fun talking to a lot of you guys live as it was happening, getting your comments, your thoughts. Great time. And I was able to go back to bed and then still get up for work in time. So anyway, thanks for joining me. So today's episode, as always, is sponsored by FabDB, which continues to be the best resource that we have available on the web for us as Flesh and Blood players. As these new cards come in, they're going to go over there. One of the cards that we're going to talk about today, the Benji spec, we're going to be doing a theory crafting on that. We're going to be using FabDB to do that. That'll be coming probably next week. So looking forward to that. Go check out FabDB. They've got everything you need. They've got everything you need that we need as players. All right, so the 12 cards today, what I have over here are the content creators. I want to make sure they get the shout-outs. Actually, I'm shooting this like minutes after the Outcast Haven guys dropped there. They were the last 3 we were waiting for the day. They got theirs out. I got the images cropped, and we're doing this. So remember, I'm trying to keep this to 1 minute per card. Let's see if I can do it. Also, I'm not going in order. I'm going in order of, not that there's truly an order, but I'm going in order of what I wanted to talk about. Number 1 is Pulverize. This card is freaking phenomenal, tastic, whatever. This card's awesome. My favorite thing about this card is the fact that the 10 doesn't quite fit on like the card template, which just tells you is like, well, we never really ever thought we'd have a double-digit cost, right? Which I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just it's not even a problem at all. It's just kind of funny. It's like, yeah, well, just stick it on there and let's go. So heave 3, heave is the new keyword that you would assume scales, right? So at the beginning of your end phase, if this card is in your hand and you have an empty arsenal, you can pay 3 and put it face up into your arsenal. And if you do, create 3 Seismic Surge. When Pulverize hits a hero, the first attack during their next turn is -4. This is a swing 14, block 3. A lot of cool things about this. I get it. It's a huge attack. That's not what I'm excited about. What I really like here is this keyword. I really like the investing, disclosing information side of like this, right? So you essentially pay it forward a turn and you get to invest in getting to play this card, which is really cool. It carries. The flip side is your opponent knows that it's there and has an opportunity, if they're able, to respond accordingly. I really love this design space. We'll have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see how practical and functional it is. I mean, with Prism and Arclight Sentinel and Icelander and other ways that we've seen to be able to disrupt things and add additional cost and Frostbite. We'll see if it's even able to work, right? And I think that's what's really cool about this. So, on top of that, just want to note this will Wrath the Ancients on its own, which in of itself is pretty attractive, right? No, this card's really cool. My number 1 of the day. Next is Battering Bolt. So this was Dice Commando spoiler this morning. So we had shot that. So I do encourage you to go back and watch that. We talked with Josh and Dean for about 10-ish minutes about the card, to kind of go in depth with some combos and stuff. But we had shot that roughly 2 weeks ago, getting ready for this morning. And in that time, I've had more time to digest this and think about it. And, I think the thing, it's not that I think this is bad, I just think it's good, not great, right? I think that's the best way to say it. It's good, not great. I think it's a great sideboarding option. I don't know that it's a prime deck staple. The coolest thing about this is the design space of having a 2/6. Now, the fact that this is the big arrow, right? That's kind of how it's built. Like, maybe they won't do that. I do think one of the problems with it is that if you actually look at the cost curves, it should probably be a 2 for 7. Now, I know that's in Herald range, but you have to load it, right? So I get why I get why you don't want it to be, because they can lose health on that. So I get it. I think the card's good, not great. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think it's situational, and I think it's a great sideboard card. So anyways, we'll leave it at that and move on to the first weapon. So I'm not inherently, so I was excited about this card as well, not as much because it's a wizard weapon, right? You guys know I'm not a wizard guy, but the fact that we're seeing weapons again, that was the thing I loved about Crucible War the most, was the weapons and all that. I really loved Crucible War. So if we have a few more weapons at least, like, I'm not saying everybody's going to get a weapon, that would be awesome, but it's probably not going to happen. And there's a good chance that this is Icelander's weapon, right, to be paired with her. So Kraken's Aethervein, once per turn instant for 3, deal 1 arcane to target opposing hero, draw 1 card for each arcane dealt this way. Note, it's per turn instant, so you can do it on their turn and your turn, right, once per turn. Getting the card draw is kind of cool. I don't think they're going to let you get it on their turn. They might let you get it on your turn, though, right? And I realize a card's a card, but the ordering of that, right, and the fact that they can, right, because it's just 1, so if they pitch like a blue and have the 2 float, they can use that 2 float, or whatever float they have, they can use that to pay for something else they might have to block later on our turn, right? So I think this will be really cool to see what the smart minds do with it. I do think probably Kano, with all his stacking he wants to do for the the hits to opt to do all this stuff, I think he probably still wants to play his Crucible, but play his staff. But maybe because Icelander plays different, maybe she plays this one in the end, right? All right, this is the card, Spring Tidings. This card is the one I saw first when I woke up this morning. Blew my socks off. This card was very, very close to my favorite card. This card's phenomenal. So it's a Benji spec. When it hits, draw a card. So it's a 0/2. It's a yellow, which is actually really, really hot. It defends for 3, but you're not going to defend with this. Like, this card's phenomenal, right? So when it hits, draw a card for each other attack action card with 2 or less base you control on the combat chain. So first off, if you sit down versus Benji, you're saving your armor, right? You have to save your armor for this, because this is back-breaking, right? Because if he continues to draw all of his go again, piddly stuff, and just goes 3 wide and then goes 3 wide more on you, good freaking luck, guys, right? So this is phenomenal, right? Now remember, it doesn't count the Kodachis, but you're easily getting, if it works out as it will, because otherwise, why would, it's really not that hard to set up, right? So anyway, point is, this is a back-breaking card. I really, really like the design space here as well, because you have to save your equipment for it, because if they pump it, then you can block it as per normal. So they have to go small, they have to go wide. This really facilitates. Anyway, I think this one's really fantastic. I cannot wait to do some Benji theory crafting. I'm looking forward to doing that video, probably next week. There's no rush. We'll see when we get around to it. All right, Fractal Replication. This one caused some discord in the Discord, because when it came out, everyone was like, what the hell? And so Fractal Replication 0***. When you play or defend with it, it gains the abilities and effects of all Illusionist attack action cards on combat chain. Its attack is equal to the greatest base amongst all Illusionist attack action cards on the combat chain. Its defense is equal to the greatest base defense among Illusionist attack action cards on the combat chain. So, the big play here, right, is to phantasmify like a CNC or something like that, and then follow it up with this, right? That's the play, and that's pretty brutal, right? There's no secret there, but that's a lot of like fringe case setup. Now, from a practical standpoint, with your right now, your CNC can go again with the yellow pitch and all that, right? So because it becomes Illusionist attack, so fine. But the thing is, remember, your heralds, your light Illusionist cards, when they hit, they go in soul, so they're not there anymore, right? So they wouldn't be able to be procced by this. So you have to do some, it has to be your Enigma Chimeras or your Phantasmifies. Yes, Phantasmaclasms. Sorry, it has to be Phantasmaclasms. And then there's that 1/5, I forget what it is right now. But either way, this isn't as scary. I don't believe this is as scary in game warping as it threatens to be. I'm not saying there won't be some edge cases out there, but I don't think this card is going to be all that bad. But I've been proven wrong many a time before. All right, we did get some pretty sweet brute stuff, so I have those paired up together now. So we got Skull Crushers, so this is a brute equipment. It's their arm slot, so it's what they need, right? Whenever you roll a 5 or 6 on a die, your brute attacks gain +1. Whenever you roll a 1 on a die, destroy the Crushers. Now, keep in mind, a lot of times you were running Gambler's Gloves with them, so you lose that ability. But that was a consumable, and this is effectively a consumable, except you're still stuck with a 1. And as Battle Worn, which... pretty good. So, I mean, there's not really a lot. Let's go ahead in the next one. High Roller. So this is a 0 red so this is a rare. So there is a series here. So it's red is 4, 5, 6, yellow is 5, 6, blue is just 6. So it's Intimidate with Go Again in and of itself. If you have rolled a 4, 5, 6 on a die, instead Intimidate twice. And like I said, it's 5 for the yellow, 6 for the blue. Very, very, very cool. Very, very cool card. So it kind of goes with, it's the Brute theme. This is a great theme with Brute, right? He's playing craps in the casino. Right, this is well done. So our Brute players makes up, I think, for the Wild Ride yesterday, which actually, I do have to take, Wild Ride's maybe not as bad as I gave it credit for yesterday. All right, moving into, we did see some warrior stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not super impressed with them. The Helm of Sharp Eye, attack reaction for 1, destroy the Helm. Banish the top card of your deck. You can play at this combat chain. Activate only if you control a weapon with attack greater than twice its base. That's really not that hard to do with Warrior, right? Because a lot of times you're Valoring. You can't Spoils, though, right? You have to have some other pump. Well, you can for Kassai, I suppose, but I was thinking Dawnblade. Anyway, and then as long as you've got anything on Raiden, it's working, right? So, I mean, maybe this works for Raiden. It does have Battle Worn, by the way. This just doesn't seem good to me. Like, I think I'd rather play Skullcap. But maybe I think this is probably one of the lines of play that, like, because I'm so set in like how I play Warrior, I can't see it. So like maybe there's some play that I do. So let me know, guys, in the comments below what you're thinking we can use this for, right? Because basically in my boat it has to be better than Skullcap, and I don't know. I'm not seeing it, especially for 1. Like, you have to pay 1 to it, and then maybe, like, where's Warrior getting all this money from? But maybe I'm playing it wrong. All right, moving into the potions. There we go. That one came up. We'll go back to that one. I was like, where's the other Warrior card? All right. In the swing, and we've also seen an alt art for it where she's coming with a big axe. But in the swing, play in the swing only if you've attacked 2 or more times with a weapon this turn. Target weapon attack gains +3. It's a attack reaction for 0, presumably 0, 2, 3, because it's a common. Defends for 3. So basically what this is it's an Iron Song determination for your second swing or more that doesn't require reprise, right? And just to be clear here, only if you've attacked 2 or more times with weapons this turn, right? I've seen a lot of people saying, well, you can only use it on your third swing. Again, if I end up being wrong on that and it is a third swing intended card, then I'll take that. But I'm pretty positive that you've attacked with 2 weapons, right? Because this is an attack reaction. You're playing it after you've attacked the second time. So it's really just a second swing attack reaction type thing. And quite frankly, if this has to be used, I'm confident that this isn't being used on a third swing, because if it is intended to be used on a third swing, this card's garbage, right? Because in order to make your third swing happen, you're consuming way too many cards, and for it to only be 3, it's garbage. So this is totally just an Iron Song in which the restriction of reprise is traded for the restriction of it having to be your second swing, right? Straight up, very, very. I think Kassai gets mileage out of this. Boltyn. Probably Boltyn, but it's not a light card. So, yeah, we'll see on that. But maybe we'll get a new Ranger or a new Warrior in the set. I'm not optimistic on that one. All right, let's go back. To the Potion of Deja Vu. So this is the 3 from Outcast. Potion of Deja Vu. Instant, destroy the potion. Put all cards from your pit zone on top of your deck in any order. This one's pretty cool, right? Because it's controlled cards that you can draw a lot of times. Like, again, I know everybody's head's in Guardian and mine is in 2 right now, but if you've got, very controlled specific pitches that you want, like your blues or whatever to feed, you just stick them back and you get them. This is pretty good, and it's a blue in of itself. So I think this is solid. I don't know that part of the problem is it doesn't have Go Again, right? So I mean, I don't know how the decks that want to use this will use it. Again, I think this is really good, but I think it's good in specific case, right? So it's useful, right? I think it's useful in the right cases, which is good card design, right? Not everything needs to be a swing for the fence all the time, right? Amulet of Echoes. This one does have go again. It's 0 blue. Instant destroy this amulet. Target hero discards 2 cards. Activate this ability only if they've played 2 or more cards with the same name this turn. So definitely, I mean, that's definitely a silver bullet-esque type card, right? I mean, for, if ball, right? You can't do that anymore, right? If it ball, you'd be like ball, boom, right? Ball, boom. Whoa! See what I did there? I'm so funny. All right. Next is Talisman of Balance. So another 0 blue. At the beginning of your end phase, this does have go again as well. Beginning of your end phase, if you have less cards in arsenal than an opposing hero, destroy the talisman and put the top card of your deck into an empty arsenal zone you control. Interesting. Again, it's one of those, it's a good effect. It certainly is a good effect, but how functional is it? Because how many times have we, accidentally, when you were learning the game, how many times did you actually accidentally put a card in your arsenal that you didn't want to be there? And probably it's going to be okay most of the time, but this could be rough, right? So I don't know. Again, the right deck will probably use it, but the other decks probably won't, right? This might, again, I know I keep using that as my default, as my out, but I think it could be a wizard card. So anyway, that is it. How we're doing on time? We're a little over, but we'll live. So yeah, the 12 cards today. Let's go ahead and back and look at. I don't think I gave enough credit to Spring Tidings because, like I said, the first one I saw today and it blew me away. This card's awesome, right? I hope we see some more stuff like this. Is it implying that Kassai is going to get a spec? I honestly think so, right? So that's pretty cool, but we will see. So anyway, folks, let me know what you guys are thinking as well. Remember, if you guys are looking to get those pre-orders in, you can, at this point, you do need to probably call up my friends at Gongai, see if you can get in on their pre-orders. And don't forget to use code Commando10 and save yourself a little bit of money. I see no kickback from them. It just helps my LGS and also helps you guys. And also, once we are in the market for singles, I know a lot of people in this set are not buying because it's going to be kind of all over the place. People who have specific classes, they're just sitting out and they're just going to go for singles. Don't forget about Travis over at Fab Foundry. You can use the link below we use the link below, and when you purchase, I actually get a small kickback from that, which helps me feed in and buy cards like Spring Tidings and the inevitable Kassai spec that's certainly coming. So anyway, folks, that'll do it tonight. Let me know how you guys are feeling so far. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not down yesterday, but I was a little underwhelmed yesterday. Today picked me up a little bit, seeing some class cards, and I'm hoping that momentum can continue through the week. So we'll see how this all turns out through the week. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Go Commando.